Welcome to the Scouting Report. My name is Justin Briggs, and this week your Arkansas State Red Wolves are taking on Iowa State, the number 14th ranked team in the country. We're going to hear from head football coach Butch Jones what the team has to do to get back into the win column this weekend. All right, Coach, to kick it off, highly intense game last week and not really much of a chance to breathe, right? Top 20 school, Iowa State coming to Jonesboro. It's going to be another intense environment. And after playing an emotional game like last weekend, how do you get the guys back ready and focused for another big game coming up this Saturday?
Well, our players understand what's at stake, and anytime you can play the number 14th team in the country, you have to be ready to go. But you have a tremendous opportunity when we get to play them at home in Centennial Bank Stadium, national television, ESPN2. Great opportunity for us, but this is probably the most complete football team I have seen in a number of years. When you look at offense, defense, special teams, there's a reason why they're the 14th team in the country, and arguably could probably be ranked a lot higher than that. You know, your life is a byproduct of your experiences, so, you know, what did we take from last week's game, that environment, the size of the game, the speed of the game, and how can we apply that to this game and moving forward?
Yeah, and you talked about taking things from last weekend's game. When you look at the final score, it looks lopsided, but if you watch the game, the flow of the game, there were a lot of moments, sustained periods of, it was competitive. You guys were playing right there with the University of Arkansas, a really talented team. So is there anything that you can take from those moments of sustained, competition and apply it to another tough opponent this weekend?
Well, absolutely. You know, when you look at the things that you did correctly and then the things you need to improve upon, and it's really going through the video. But really, we created a lot of adversities for ourselves, and when you play an opponent like Arkansas or with Iowa State upcoming, every mistake you make is magnified. You will get exposed, and through all the things that happened in the first half, we still had an opportunity with 3 minutes to go before halftime, and the score is 28-14. We get a stop, we get the ball to start the second half. So there's a lot of things to build upon, but also a lot of things that we need to get corrected and moving forward as well.
Absolutely, and something that developed after we spoke last week, your running back, Jaquez Cross, sustained a season-ending injury. Now, Kenyon Clay is one of the guys that you talked to me before the season about that is a newcomer that needed to step up even before this developed, and so him having to play a bigger role than some of the other guys in the backfield, how do you think they're adjusting so far to having to take on a bigger workload?
Well, I think they've adjusted well, but anytime you take an individual of his stature like Jaquez Cross out of your lineup, not only on the field and off the field, that really hurts you. And then it really hurts your overall competitive depth, not only in the running back room, but also on special teams as well. But Kenyon Clay's played a lot of football. I think his reps against Arkansas last week really helped. Devin Spencer's another individual who really has had a really good offseason for us. And so those two individuals will kind of share the workload, and, we'll divide the labor up however we need to with their different skill sets. I think the big thing for us is developing now a number 3 running back. That's still ongoing, and then obviously the special teams game as well.
And another player that I wanted to talk to you about on the offense, Corey Rucker, one of the players that received a lot of hype going into the season, all-conference first team on the Biletnikoff Award watch list. 5 catches throughout the first 2 games, probably a start that he would have liked to start faster. Is there anything happening within the game plan or within practice to get him more involved?
Well, I think, every game has a little different flavor to itself, and I think, it starts with the other players around him too. There's a number of times where he had an opportunity and we weren't able to get him the football with a protection breakdown or some breakdown here or there. And then there's some times where they'll roll the coverage to him, so that opens up for everyone else's successes. I think Corey can still impact us at times with playing without the football. And then just the details to execute, the press releases, the different things. But he's seen a lot of different coverage schemes that have really kind of been geared towards him and stopping him. So that opens it up for others. That's why it's a team game. But I think we have to continue to get him involved early. We have not really done that in the first 2 games. And so we have to do a much better job on Saturday of some quick touches and really getting him into a rhythm and a flow of the game.
And finally, Iowa State, you mentioned it, 14th ranked team in the nation. I saw a statistic somewhere that said this is the highest ranked opponent to step foot in Jonesboro. The fact that it's in front of your home crowd, how important is it that Red Wolves fans, the people of Jonesboro, come out and show their support and kind of show Iowa State, how we do things in Jonesboro?
Well, it's vital. And I think we saw Red Wolves Nation come out last week in Little Rock, and that was a remarkable atmosphere, and very thankful to all of our fans coming out. We could feel their energy and their support. But quite simply, as we continue to build our program here, really every home game should have that feel like it had in Little Rock. And so we're going to need to create a home field advantage. They travel extremely well. They're going to have their fans. And so again, when you play at home, when you play in Centennial Bank Stadium, momentum plays a lot of that. And so obviously we have to play well, but we need everyone's help. When you look at a quality opponent that's coming in here, a great opportunity, but it's going to be a great challenge for everyone.
Perfect. And Coach, that's all I have for you today. Good luck this Saturday.
Thank you. Wolves up.
All right. Thank you for watching the Scouting Report. My name is Justin Briggs, and this is Northeast Arkansas News.